Om Dam Dhanvantare Namaha. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujagendraharam Sadavasantam Hridayaravinде Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Topic is in the ECG mean QRS axis and axis deviation. Actually, at a given time, the mean QRS, the depolarization wave, net depolarization wave is directed towards one axis in one axis, lead axis, and it is prominently directed towards one direction, and that is known as mean QRS axis. The mean QRS axis lies between 0 degree and 30 degree, minus 30 degrees. It is horizontal hot, electrically horizontal hot. If the mean QRS axis falls between 0 degree and plus 90 degree, it is electrically vertical hot. And if the mean QRS axis falls between minus 30 to minus 90 degrees, it is known as left axis deviation. If mean QRS axis lies between plus 90 to 180 degrees, it is known as right axis deviation. And between minus 90 to 180 degrees, we don't know whether it is left axis deviation or right axis deviation. It is known as a merely extreme left or right axis deviation. You see here in the frontal plane, there is a lead axis is there, isn't it? Lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, AVR, AVL and AVF. Lead 1 axis is 0 degrees. Lead 2 axis is plus 60 degrees. Lead 3 axis is plus 120 degrees. And AVR lead axis is minus 150 degrees. And AVL lead axis is minus 30 degrees. And AVF is plus 90 degrees. This is the lead axis. So in the horizontal plane, there are V1 to V6 leads axes are there. V1 and V2 are the right chest leads. V3 representing the septal lead, and V4, V5, V6 are the left chest leads. So you can see here triangle, isn't it? Triangle. So you can see in the right side, in the left side, there is a lead 1, lead 2, and lead 3, isn't it? And it is represented by the lead axis, the triaxial diagram in the right side. Lead 1, lead 2, and lead 3. Lead 1, 0 degree, lead 2 plus 60 degrees, lead 3 plus 120 degrees. Isn't it? So this is the triaxial diagram of AVR, AVL and AVF. Isn't it? AVR is minus 150 degrees, AVL is minus 30 degrees, and AVF is plus 90 degrees. So here two triaxial diagram coinciding to hexaxial diagram. So in the first figure, it is a triaxial diagram of lead 1, lead 2, and lead 3. And second figure is triaxial diagram of lead AVR, AVL, and AVF. And the third figure is the lead axis of lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, and AVR and AVL and AVF. So here see chest leads. What are the positions? Positions in the lead 1, lead V1, we explore electrode attached to the fourth intercostal space, right sternal border. And V2, fourth intercostal space, left sternal border. V4, midclavicular line in the fifth intercostal space. And V3, between V2 and V4. And V5, the anterior axillary line in the fifth intercostal space. And V6 is the mid axillary line in the sixth intercostal space. So lead V1 and V2 are the right chest lead. V3 represents septal lead, and V4, V5, V6 are the left chest leads. So here you can see the hexaxial diagram, isn't it? Lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, AVR, AVL, and AVF. They are all leads. They are representing the electrical activity in the frontal plane, isn't it? So here in the horizontal plane, the electrical activity of the heart is represented by V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6. Here you see So mean carriage axis somewhere between 50 degrees, isn't it? It is the vertical heart, isn't it? So here you can see the first lead. These are all normal, isn't it? They are all normal. This is, isn't it? Here you see normal. So actually, this is the normal intermediate Keras axis, isn't it? You can see there are three laws, isn't it? One, the depolarization wave is directed towards the positive pole of a lead. That lead shows prominent upward deflection. And second law, if the if the depolarization wave is directed towards the negative pole of that lead, then that lead records prominent downward deflection. And if the depolarization wave is perpendicular to the lead axis, then that lead shows records a biphasic tracing, isn't it? This is again triaxial diagrams and hexaxial diagram. This is actually, you see, the lead axis. V1, sorry, lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, AVR, AVL, and AVF. Here you see, it is a vertical heart. The mean carriage axis is in 90 degrees, isn't it? You see, lead 2 and 3 show tall or waves of equal height. Then the mean carriage axis lies midway between these two, that is plus 90 degrees. So the laws are, if two leads show tall or waves of equal height, then the mean carriage axis in that patient lies exactly midway between these two lead axes. And second one is, if a lead shows a biphasic tracing, then the mean carriage axis lies perpendicular to that lead axis showing biphasic tracing. Okay. Here you see the lead 2. Lead 2 shows biphasic tracing. So lead 2 axis is plus 60 degrees. Perpendicular it is plus minus 90 degrees, isn't it? And minus 30 degrees, sorry, minus 30 degrees. And minus 30 degrees lead axis of AVL. Then you search for AVL. AVL is prominent upper deflection. That is minus 30 only, isn't it? Mean carriage axis is the minus 30 degrees, horizontal heart. So you see the AVL shows a biphasic tracing, isn't it? In the first diagram, that is perpendicular to AVL axis plus 60 degrees, and that is the red axis of lead 2. Then if you see lead 2, there is a prominent upward deflection. That is actually the axis. The plus 60 is the mean carriage axis. In the second diagram, you can see tall or biphasic tracing in sorry, it is tall or of equal height in AVL and AVF. AVR and AVF, isn't it? AVR and AVF. AVR and AVL. AVR and AVL shows tall or of equal height. So midway between these two is minus 90 degrees, and that is minus or plus 90 degrees. That is the red axis of lead AVF. Then if you see AVF, that shows a downward deflection, prominent downward deflection. Naturally, towards the negative pole, that is minus 90 degrees. In the second diagram, the mean carriage axis lies in the minus 90 degrees. Here you see lead AVR shows a biphasic tracing. Perpendicular to AVR is minus 60, isn't it? Minus 60. The lead axis of lead 3, and lead 3 shows a prominent downward deflection. Naturally, it is towards the negative pole of the lead 3, that is minus 60. Mean carriage axis is minus 60 degrees. Here you see simple idea is that if you hold lead 1 above and lead 3 below, if the waves, CC waves approaching each other, that is right reaches, that is right axis deviation. In the first diagram, right axis deviation, isn't it? Lead 1 shows a negative deflection, lead 3 shows a positive deflection, right reaches, that is right axis deviation. In the right side, you can see left axis deviation. If you hold lead 1 above and lead 3 below, the waves are going away from each other. That is, lead 1 shows a prominent upward deflection, lead 3 shows a prominent downward deflection. So that is the left leaves pattern that is seen in left axis deviation. That's it. So here right axis deviation. You can see, so lead 1 shows a biphasic tracing. That's it. Or lead 3 and AVF shows a tall or else of equal height or more or less equal height. So lead 3 is plus 120 degrees and lead AVF is plus 90 degrees. Between that means it is the right axis deviation, somewhere 100 or 105 degrees. That is the right axis deviation. Next, second figure, it is left axis deviation. You see, biphase tracing AVR, isn't it? AVR, perpendicular to AVR is minus 60, isn't it? Minus 60. So minus 60 is the lead axis of lead 3, and lead 3 shows a palm and downward deflection. That is actually minus 60 is the left axis deviation. Here you see right axis lead 1 and lead 2. So in the right diagram, you see normal axis is machine is minus 30 to plus 100. It is normal axis, mean carriage axis. Minus 30 to minus 90, it is left axis deviation. And if mean carriage axis is my plus 100 to 180 plus 180, it is right axis deviation. And between minus 90 to plus 180, we don't know whether it is left axis deviation or right axis deviation. It's merely known as extreme left or right axis deviation. Here you can see intermediate axis. So today we have discussed the mean carriage axis and axis deviation. Thank you for patient sharing.